take on our last story. You know, the befuddling politics of Nigeria's treasure of the nations, treasure of the nation, I should say, Rivers State, continues to unfold, even as it befuddles the keen watcher. In the latest development, embattled Governor Siminalayi Fubara presented the 2024 budget estimates to only 4 out of 32 lawmakers. Well, I hear it's 31 now. The ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, has faulted this oddity, adding that it was unconstitutional. Chairman of the State APC Caretaker Committee, Tony Okocha, cited Section 122 of the Constitution to back his claim, reflecting that the infraction was sufficient to commence an impeachment process. Indeed, according to the late Italian diplomat and politician Nicolo Machiavelli, politics have no relation to morals. Ibn Abo.
Interesting times.
Your state is leading the way.
Honestly, the cauldron keeps getting very intense. And I tell you, there is palpable fear in Rivers State because people don't really know what this will degenerate into.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how it started. It started with there was a fire incident in a particular part of the assembly. From there, the next thing, the governor was demolishing, and they engaged 11 bulldozers. That is to say that this thing must come down today. Tomorrow will be too late.
That around 6 a.m.
So the pictures are there.
And then the next thing, we are hearing that he has presented a budget of 800 billion to 4 members of the legislature, the state legislature, and you begin to wonder what is going on.
But you have heard that Fubara has signed it into law.
Yes.
As we sit here.
And this today, the speaker who was who the court declared unfit for now had his own plenary too somewhere in the legislature's quarter. So there's so many things going on. But what is really bad in all of this is the fact that Rivers State indigents are suffering.
Yeah.
When you hear Rivers State, you know, I mean, before now people are better informed. Before now, if I told anyone that I was traveling to Rivers, they would say, bring plenty fish, bring this and that. Meanwhile, you're going to get that fish cheaper here in Lagos than you will get it in Rivers State.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy to hear.
People are saddled with so many problems, financial.
Expensive state.
Yes. And then you are coming up with all of this. It's unfortunate.
And more so at this time.
At this time, it's unfortunate.
When the late French general, Charles de Gaulle, said politics is too serious a business to be left to politicians, he knew what he was talking about.
Yes, and frankly, we do our best to regulate their conduct, to advise them what to do, what not to do, and all that. And people will recall on this program that I appeal to both men, his son Wike and his godson, to not fight, to resolve their differences. And the governor came back from a meeting with Asiwaju and said, look, this is just
Father and son
kind of a quarrel that everything will be resolved and all that. But as a governor with tremendous powers, tremendous resources, people will come around you and tell you, no, forget him. He cannot do anything to you. You can use 4 persons to have your budget passed. After all, your elder brother in Edo State has been doing that. That one famously ran the state with, I think, about 9 or 10 lawmakers, ignoring the fact that not allowing representatives of the people
14 elected
to properly
members
represent their constituencies, present the demands of their constituencies on the floor of the House, amounted to misgovernance in itself and extreme wickedness. So is that kind of is that template that Fubara has chosen to use? But what the APC caretaker chairman is saying is that the Constitution section 92 subsection C, section 92 subsection 2C says a speaker shall be removed by a 2/3 majority of the House, meaning that the speaker loyal to Yison Wike, Martins, and Maiwule, who has majority of the members, cannot be said to have been removed constitutionally, because the Constitution stipulates the number of people that you can use. It says that 2/3. And there's no way that 4
in this case, 2/3 of 32.
Yes, they lost one of their members, That's why they are down to 31.
Yeah.
Now, you cannot say that 4 persons are greater than 31, for example, or 27. It's illogicality by people who went to school. You see, politics has a way of turning decent people to people who are worse than Agberos. You see it in their conduct. It changes them totally. As far as they are concerned, the end justifies the means. If I must demolish this giant building to ensure that they cannot sit to impeach me, then let me go ahead and do it.
No, but the government said the building would fail the integrity test.
Only a small part of the building was affected by the fire. Look, people, they should cut that crap. People can't tell me. Have you seen the river? Did you see the Rivers House of Assembly before the demolition?
No, I saw the expanse. Yeah.
Not what you see in video. I've been there when we interviewed Wike. I know how big the place is.
Very big.
So a small part of the building was affected. That small part that had failed the integrity test, you can demolish it. It's wasteful. At the end, you are going to use taxpayers. It's wasteful to demolish all of that complex. No, now you can't do that.
Look at that. Yeah.
See, look at the way it is.
Yeah.
That buildings linking up with one another. You can't say that everyone has failed the integrity test. You can't say that now. So,
and for all you can, the contractor is waiting to start work.
No, they probably will even use a different contractor because they won't use the man who built it the first time. So they should do things with decency. The quorum, section 96, subsection 1 says the quorum of the House shall be 1/3 of all members.
Yeah.
4 members cannot form a
quorum.
The fact that Obaseki did it and got away with it does not mean that a Fubara should also do the same thing.
And get away. Otherwise, the country is in trouble.
No, I mean, Obasian state of nature. That's where we are going.
Okay. Ibn Abba, let's talk about Godfatherism in politics, the Godfather factor. They have suddenly told you they are substitutes for democracy.
That is what we get all over the place. But the problem here is, even, when you talk about Godfatherism, probably there would have been some form of trade-offs. Okay, when you are there, this is what you should do and all of that. And if your godson gets there and he doesn't do what he was supposed to do, I mean, for the sake of the people, like you said, when 2 elephants fight, the grass suffers. Even when 2 elephants
engage in a tango,
the grass suffers. When they copulate, the grass suffers. So at the end of the day, the people's interest should be put on the front burner.
Yeah.
Ahead of self and ahead of whether you had a form of trade-off or whatever it is. Those ones should be settled behind closed doors. I tell you, if you go to Rivers State, you will be shocked. The majority of Rivers indigents are living on the islands.
Do you know, let me introduce this. It's a little crazy, though. Former President Obasanjo said Western-type democracy should be done away with. I don't think this is what he meant by Afro-democracy. If you understand where I'm coming from.
I do. But you see, at the end of the day, what we have is what is common among all politicians. It's what's obtainable in all of the parties. When you talk about Godfatherism, I don't think we can get rid of it in a hurry. But what I'm saying at this point
He too
is,
will soon become a godfather now. Fubara.
So
All of them like to be.
put the interest of the people ahead of whatever trade-off or whatever. I mean, so at this point, what I've been asking myself is, so who's going to mollify who? Who's going to mollify who? Who is Wike mollifying Fubara? Fubara mollifying Wike?
Let me tease you. Do you see him taking a dive?
See, when, as a governor, if you are the present governor of the state, you are like the father of that state. So whatever you are going to do, whether in anger or in whatever, you should put the interest of the people ahead of it. That's what makes you a good governor. Now, demolishing that structure is going to eat into the pocket of Rivers State, and at whose detriment, at whose expense?
You know, earlier on we talked about Governor Zulum being his own man.
Exactly.
Don't forget, Governor Zulum was his godfather, so to speak, is the current vice president. But Zulum is running the show.
Probably because nobody is sitting on his neck.
You understand my...
But
Yeah.
there is mutual respect. Both of them, they understand one another. If I put you in power and I can see signs that you are beginning to move against my interest, my blood will boil. Let's face it. Yeah, but as I said to Wike, he, being the elder, should have found a way to manage the situation and not let it degenerate. It's not every fight that you get into. People won't understand. You know, when we talk, the people on the side of the governor will never agree that you are making sense.
Okay.
When what you are saying
Comes to be.
when you are saying what you are saying appears to blame Wike,
Okay.
his own people too will be abusing you. That is the dilemma that we face. Everyone wants you to see things his own way. The people who want you to see things their own way, they do not have the information that you have, yet they want you to think like them. So I've said that so many governors have been in this situation, they just let it slide. And we've seen Wike himself say in some videos that, look, I will not stand on him, on his neck. I will not disturb him. Why should the governor, if I've done my 8 years, why should not? So it is what he said in the past that, appears to come back now to haunt him. So Fubara should have managed his boss better. But I don't know people talking to him, because ideally you even wait for your second term.
Yeah.
Before getting into a firefight.
That's it.
We've seen people who merely, what's his name? Ochendo, Odoji, waited. He waited for at least 3 years before he began to fight Ojus Okalu. People always want to be their own man. If I'm the governor and everybody is going to the other person for everything, including appointment and everything, you tend to feel that, okay, my office is being diminished. That's the way governors feel, and that's why they can't live with their godfathers. The governor of Kwara fought Home Minister of Lai Mohammed, although I do not even agree that that's the godfather. But he didn't even allow him to come close. He put him
At bay.
At bay.
at arm's length. The current governor of Gombe, Yaya, fought Danjuma Goje, just the same way that Dan Kwambo was before him, also fought Danjuma Goje. So if I were Danjuma Goje now, I would not even try to install any governor anymore. Just leave them. Because at the end of the day, you do your best, you spend your resources to put someone in play, becomes a governor, and within a short time, it turns against you. There are many fights. Some of them have not blown into the open because the people concerned are managing each other very well. But we've seen in the case of Wike and Fubara now that they didn't manage themselves very well.
They didn't.
And it's such a shame. that
They didn't.
the presidency has now even admitted that effort by President Tinubu to resolve the matter have failed.
Yeah.
It says a lot about those two individuals. Something really is the problem with both.
And even about chances are, what's unfolding in Rivers State might end up at the Supreme Court, from the look of things.
If not properly handled, because at this point, it has gotten to a level whereby I think someone might head to the Supreme Court because lots of damage has been done. I mean, I listened to what's his name now, the Minister for Information, I think Joe Johnson of Rivers State. And he said, he gave an excuse that the reason for the demolition was because the whole structure that was built 20 years ago failed integrity test.
Oh, yeah.
No, he said because of the fire.
The bomb and fire.
Yes,
and the fire affected just the hollow chamber.
Well, I'm sure you've heard the State Attorney General has thrown in the towel.
Exactly.
By
the time the whole thing gets escalated, somebody might head to this.
I think that the idea of having 4 persons, 5 persons run a house, I thought that it died with the Obasanjo administration. But we are seeing it now.
All right.
Because in those days, they used 7 persons. They were using 7 persons to impeach people. In those days, we saw a bus driver sit in the chair of
the speaker.
Of a speaker, and they dropped the gavel and impeached the
I hear me.
So
we
have to drop this. We have to find a way. The courts must resolve this matter. We can't have 4 persons run a house. It makes no sense. It sends a signal that we are barbaric people. It should not happen.
Okay, Rivers State, Ibn Abo knows, is known as the treasure base of the country. Rivers, every eye is on you. We're out of here, but not before thanking Babajide Koledo Titojo for your time. Many thanks.
Thanks.
11 days to Christmas, Ibn Abo. Are you preparing?
We are doing our best.
She's bringing some turkey for us.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
All right, that's it on the show today. If you missed any part of it, join us later tonight at 11 for a repeat broadcast. On Sunday, we expand the field for you from 1:30 to 3:30. And then, of course, we are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. Bye-bye now. Take care.